Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you love to watch more cheating stories. If you want to know how to get back your ex-girlfriend and boyfriend, click the link below.
2 weeks since D-Day. Hoping it gets better, easier. We were together for 2 years. And for the last 7 to 8 months of our relationship I had my strong suspicions. She wasn't coming home after nights out on the weekend. She either comes home at 4 to 5 am or not at all. Would come in the next morning with crappy stories of passing out drunk in parking lots or locking herself out of the car, coming home at 9 and 10 in the morning. She would come home smelling like dude's beau, just really thin lies. Her money started disappearing and she began acting very secretive and began beating me down, on my appearance, on my hobbies. She even said I used too many big words to talk to. Lol, I just made myself believe the lies, told myself that she wasn't doing the things I was thinking. But one morning about a month ago, she woke up at 8, went to the bathroom, took a phone call, then had to leave to go pick up her friend. I'm not a nosy BF and super trusting, obviously, but I had a feeling. When she left I checked her Apple Watch and there it all was messages and snaps between her and like 4 different dudes. I called and confronted her. She admitted she was at a breakfast with one. I packed up my shit, moved out and came to Florida to be with my family. While I was down here she came clean, said she just entertained conversations, nothing physical. Of course she blamed me, said I spent too much time on Xbox, didn't make her feel loved, etc. We talked all week. She swore she would be better. She even drove all the way to Florida and literally begged me to come back. So I did. SMH, we were supposed to have rules about location and answering fort. She was supposed to block that guy's number and delete her snap. Things she offered, I didn't ask. While we were back, for only A was just acting so strange. Still hiding, started treating me shitty. Then she had this big idea, let's move to Florida together and give ourselves a clean start. So I drained my bank account, fixed up her car, 4 new tires, oil change, etc. We packed up all our stuff and moved. The night before we moved she went out to Louisville for one last girls' night. I stayed home 3 hours away because she didn't want me to go. I never heard from her all that night. She came back at 9 am the next morning smelling like a dude again. I didn't want to start a fight, so we got in the car and drove down here. On the drive down here, I caught her using Snapchat. I confronted her. She came clean about this conversation partner she had. She also came clean about 12 other guys she was snapping, sending explicit videos. She even admitted she fucked only one person, and didn't want to tell me as she was afraid I wouldn't come back. I forgave her. We were about 2 hours from my parents' house and I forgave all of that. Not ideal, but I mean we can communicate. I'll forgive and we will move on. Well, every day that we were down here I would discover something new, and that one person in the span of 2 weeks snowballed into this, I mean basically porno that she was having with like literally 10 other 22 to 23 year dudes at the college we met at. I mean she is sending them $20 to $30 to buy weed, buying them taillights, tires, food, etc. Basically an entire second life. All while I was paying all the bills, keeping her hair up, keeping her nails up. I would buy her hotels in Louisville and Atlanta for these weekend getaways, and she was cheating on me the entire time. I found like a dozen different ridiculous videos of her with these guys in her F-flat messenger of her fucking and sucking these guys, videos that she sent of herself on Snapchat and etc. The real kicker is she always said our anniversary was the 7th of February 2020. I found one of the relationships had been carried on since March 2020. I mean a week ago we were planning a cruise for a birthday this summer. I was debating on maybe proposing. Like she was carrying on all of this crazy shit, but then she and I were thinking about trying for a baby at the end of the year, and she was looking at fertility doctors. Then to beat it all, she hits me with the all-time classic, well, I loved you as a person but I've not been in love for a while. Meanwhile she is begging these guys to fall in love with her and not just use her for sex. And that's an actual quote from a text she sent to me of them yesterday. Lol, to which he replied asking for $30, and she sent it tears of joy like, you were begging these guys to not use you for sex and money, but meanwhile I'm literally stressing myself to death trying to make sure you're happy because of a conversation you said happened because you got bored because I played on my headset too much. Update. So basically the whole time we're in Florida, working new jobs, she's trying to build a life with me. She's down here texting and calling these dudes back in key, telling them how much she misses them, etc. And I caught her up in a bunch of lies. 2 weeks down there and we were supposed to go back last weekend to get the last of our things out of a storage unit I rented. We woke up at 4 that morning. She went to the bathroom and I decided before I spend 30 hours in a car, spending all my energy, time and money, let me check her Apple Watch one last time. She thought she had unsynced it, But all she did was just stop replies from coming in. I could still want she was sending. I found her texting some dude about waking up hard so she could suck him off. She was begging to be more than fuck buddies, and he asked her for $30 which she sent. Talked about all the things she'd do to him when she got in and away from me. When she came out I asked to see her phone. The messages were obviously cleared out and she was super arrogant. But then I asked to see the Cash App. She tried to lie and say it was old. Then when I said I didn't believe it and I quoted to her all the messages I read that she sent her, she said she wanted to go home. I helped her pack her things and I moved my car so she could back out. But then of course she went back and told everyone I made her sell everything. I moved her out of Pikeville down to Florida. As if that is bad. And then I went crazy, woke up at 4 a.m. randomly and kicked her out. I found conversations she was having with her friends and family making fun of all the shit she was doing behind my back. Like last night in Louisville, she's bragging to her friends how I am moving her to Florida and then having a threesome with some dude and the same friend. Then came home to me the next morning. And even though in my heart I knew what she did, I forgave her and was like, we're going to start a new life together in Florida. As if I would move her to Florida and she would magically let all those dudes go. Then I thought maybe if I can just put a ring on it she will be better. She literally had me convinced. I bought the ring. We were supposed to go down to the courthouse and get married this week after coming back from Key. She wanted to be on my insurance for my job because she wanted plastic surgery, so now I'm depressed. Feel like the world's biggest idiot, and utterly alone at 30. The only positive is at least I'm in Florida. So for the long-winded post. But I just needed to get that off. Last week she added me from a new Snap and emailed me from a new address. Just love bombing. Apologies. She of course denied any wrongdoing in the end. She was really trying and I couldn't see it. I didn't respond, but I've really considered it today. IDK, just loneliness and pain. I know I shouldn't. Just looking for some positive reinforcement I guess, and to vent. Here are the best comments, advices that I gathered for this wonderful story. Okay, you didn't know what to do so you forgave her, moved and tried to reconcile. It's normal, nobody teaches you about what you're supposed to do when you find your partner cheating. You only learn the hard way. But here you are. I supposed you read a couple of stories from other people and you probably thought they should have divorced, broke up sooner, they should cut contact, they should try to move on, they could find someone better, etc. Well, the same goes for you. Don't be naive or stupid and go back with this woman, or I'm 100% sure she will grind into a dust. You will lose all self-respect. You will never be happy. You might even be forced to raise the kids of her apps and you will wait to die just so it can be over. You already made the first step, you left her. You already know that you should cut contact. You already know that you should move on and find someone that respect and love you. You already know that the pain you feel right now will go away with time. You already know that going back with this woman will only lead to a life of sadness and anxiety. Sometimes the best choice are simple but difficult, but you only got one life, don't waste any of it. Wow, wow, wow. Monster trash for sure. Making fun of you with friends and family and talking about a threesome. She is the type of person who gives good Kentuckians a bad name. Dude, this went on way too long. She is a poster child for some kind of creepy crawly out of her cooch. Your STD came back neg, I hope? You need to blow her up back in Key. But as little respect she has for herself, she may just see it as more TikTok or Insta followers. Sorry this happened to you. It's really hard to understand how you put up with her treating you so badly for so long. When I read your story, my first reaction was to assume that you were probably making all this up. And then I read your post and comment history. I expected to see an account that someone created a few days ago to post a crazy, made-up story designed to inflame the readers here, and to get them posting outraged comments of support. But, you appear to be a real person. I'm not saying this to be cruel or judgmental. I am truly sorry that someone treated you as badly as she treated you. But, you let her treat you this way. Please take this time to work on yourself. You've been treated badly. But now you're free to start a new, better life. But that will only happen if you figure out why you put up with her abusive behavior, and develop a healthy measure of self-esteem and self-respect. People can only treat you as badly as you let them. Please consider talking to a professional counselor who can help you get yourself to a better place. I hope we hear back from you in a year or so with an update about you turning things around, and finding someone who loves you the way you deserve to be loved. Best wishes. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell.